all of the abilities are going to go to target unlocked. Here's the so this is target unlocked. Breeze state. So when I enter the breeze state, I want to do I want to create another animation for breeze? Probably, right? I think I do just want to add another animation for breeze, maybe. So what do I want to happen for breeze exactly? I want it to do a leaf effect, leaf burst effect. Then I want it to the skin to I guess lurk. Lerp really quickly to a position. I feel like I don't really need to create an animation for that. I don't need to affect the animation tree for that. It's really just a visual effect. It's not like a skin animation. So I think I'm gonna try to do it just in the player scene. So on Breeze state entered, what do we want to happen? We want to do I want to instantiate Breeze? Probably. I think I should do it on the skin actually, just to keep everything together. Because if I... Yeah, I feel like I should, extreme bit rate too high. Why is my stream bit rate too high? That's 6,000. There we go. Yeah, I think I could put it in the skin. So we'll create another signal. I don't need to create a timer here. I could just... automatically go back to target unlocked. Because it's literally just a timer. So I don't need this. I could just have a guard. 2.5 seconds. I don't need this. Let's see if it still works. Yeah, it works exactly the same, so I didn't need that timer. Yeah, okay, so that gets rid of some code. Get rid of all that. And then on breeze state, we can also kind of just maybe transition back after, I don't know, 1 second. Should only take 1 second. And on breeze state entered, we want to emit a signal breeze. Breeze.emit. We'll have a signal called breeze. Signal breeze. And MirrorKim will connect to that signal. Our skin will connect to it. Down here, Thunk on breeze. Alright, so we have a signal connected to our skin. Is it gonna be an animation? I guess so. I guess it's gonna be an animation. Child, fireflies, and Dragonstone Shade. So here I want to const breeze scene equals preload breeze. Current anim equals breeze. I feel like I don't need to put it in here though. together. Yeah, I'll just make it an animation. Just like we have this light animation. We'll have a new animation called Breeze. And what am I doing here? So in the animation, I need to instantiate the breeze scene. I want to move the player node to the target position, and I want to create a leaf effect, leaf burst. I guess just one step at a time. So first, let's just try to move the player node to the target position when we press E. So as soon as Breeze Anim plays, we need to basically call a function, I think. Yeah. We're going to call a function. Called Breeze. Breeze is going to global dot player node dot global position equals, wait, first we need to instantiate the breeze scene. Should I just put Breeze as a child? Like, does it even need to be from scene? Yeah, it should be. So first we need to add child, breeze, scene, dot instantiate. Did that wrong. Breeze, scene, dot instantiate. Add child, breezing dot instantiate. I don't think I want the spring arm in this. Maybe put the spring arm in Mirakim scene. Just like the firefly. Target, and in this it'll just be the GPU particle system. Yeah, okay. We need to have a node reference to this. Let's call this breeze target pose. Breeze target. Okay, so yeah, so the breeze scene is only going to be a GPU particle So what we need to do is we need to we also need to call this Breeze Spring Arm, I think. Wait. Maybe just here. Yeah. So Breeze Pose. Breeze Pose add child. Breeze scene instantiate. Global player node global position equals Breeze Pose global position. Yeah. And instead of like having this in an animation tree, can't I just call this function? Just call Breeze. Actually, I don't. Do I even need this function? Like I could just put this inside the signal, right? So we're not blending it with anything, so it just feels weird to put it in the animation tree. For the Firefly scene, I was blending the animation, but this one I'm not, so I should just put it all in here. Yeah, on Breeze, Breeze pose add child, Breeze instantiate, global.player node global position equals Breeze pose global position. I feel like I was like overcomplicating it in my head. So that should happen every time I press E. Guess we'll find out. It did not. Oh wait, because I haven't transitioned to that state yet. My bad. Okay. Yeah. So I need to go back to player. We need to add a transition to Breeze. When we're unlocked and when we're locked. So if input that is action pressed, we want to, instead of going to using ability, we want to go to target unlocked to using ability. This will be send event to Firefly. Firefly. And then I'll add another one for Breeze. Another transition. Didn't I just name this? To Firefly, and then this will be to Breeze. This is going to our Breeze ability with event Breeze. If input dot is action just pressed E, then we will state chart dot send event Breeze. Oof, why is the quality so bad right now? Go into Firefly, send Breeze. Alright, so that's in target unlocked. And then so we just go back to target unlocked. Alright, let's see if it works. Alright. It worked. What if a roller coaster to the edge? Yeah, this, okay, it looks like the spring arm works. I think I want to double the distance that we're traveling. And then I also want to load it. Like I want to move the skin and then load the player to it, right? We also want to be able to transition during combat. So this also needs to be changed to Firefly. Firefly. To Firefly. And let's create another transition to Breeze. To Breeze. 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 And Breeze is going to target unlock after 1 second. Cool. Target unlocked. Target locked. Here, target locked. Let's input that as action press. C, that is our firefly. If input that is action, just press E. That will be our breeze scene. Our state chart dot send event breeze. Okay. So now we can do it when we're locked on target as well. We can do the breeze ability. I want to double let's make this like 15, a little bit longer. Alright, and now let's just make the breeze look interesting. So I want to lurk the position. On breeze, breeze.add child, breeze.instantiate. Oh, but we're gonna have to work with physics process. If breeze pose dot get child count is not equal to 0, global dot player node dot global position equals lurk F or lurk from global dot player node dot global position to breeze pose dot global position. Did that work? Delta times 5, I guess. Hello, Meepzilla. What am I working on? I'm working on a new player ability. It's a new character ability called Breeze, and how it's gonna work is our player so when the player presses E, then our character kind of dodges forward, or I don't know, breezes forward, you know. It's kind of like a dodge mechanic in a way. I just started working on it today, so we're still in the beginning stages of this ability. So I don't need this no more. I don't think this is gonna work. So if I press E right now, is the player gonna move forward at all? E. Yeah, that's exactly what I thought was gonna happen. Alright, and we're still lerping forward. Yep, okay, that's that's what I expected. That's not right. But that's kind of cool, honestly. Well, that's a fun little bug. Whee! Look at him go. Go this way. Alright. Anyway. Your brain went to a dash ability. Yeah, that's pretty much it. Yeah, like a dash ability. Yeah, that's what I'm working on. I couldn't find the words for it. Yeah, like a dash ability is what I'm working on. So the issue there was I'm lerping the player to... I was lerping the player position to the position of something that was a child of it. So I need to go back here, and I think I need to make this top level. I need to make Breeze target top level just like... Wait. Yeah, I think I need to make this top level. And then I need to set its position like right at the beginning. Set its position once. Just like I did in here. Firefly light pose at global position, go Firefly light target at global position. Okay. So we'll have a node reference to this. And here we'll say breeze pose dot global position equals breeze target dot global position, and then the lerp should work now, maybe. Because now the breeze position is not moving, it's top level, so it will not be affected by its parent's transformations. Let's see if that works. It should have a cooldown since it would be too OP for movement. Agreed. Yep. And I'm either gonna do a cooldown or I'm gonna do something like it uses like energy or something that you have to replenish before you can use it again. Yeah, something like that. But right now I'm just trying to get it to work. Okay. That still didn't work. Even though I made a top level. Why didn't that work? Is it because the spring arm isn't top level? Yeah, that's why. Okay. I think I need to make the spring arm top level. Make the spring arm top level, then this will be top level as well. Maybe. Let's try that. Okay. Oh, I know what the issue is. Oh, oh no. Oh no. I've ruined it. Oops. Okay, so I need to set this position. So I need to have a node reference to that as well. Breeze, we'll call this breeze spring. Breeze target, breeze spring on, and breeze post. Okay, and then we're lurking to breeze pose, that's correct. But we need to set here, we need to set breeze spring on that bolo position to breeze target that bolo position. Okay, please work on that. Because if this isn't working, I don't really know what that. Whoa. What was that? Okay. Please work. I don't really know what the issue would be. Oh. Not call method get child count on a null value. Why is breeze pose null? It wasn't null before, why is it null now? Oh, because the path is different. I need to be careful when I rename things. There we go. Alright. E? Hey, I did it. Look at that. Why am I stuck though? I can't move. What's going on now? What? What's data man? I'm in target unlocked, running. Oh, it's because I know what's going on. It's because it's continuously lurping my position to the breeze position. So I need to get rid of the child somewhere. Okay. Breeze pose the add child, breeze scene dot instantiate. And then I guess await get tree dot create As much as I love Godot, I hate it just as much too because the way of coding changes and no one tells me. I don't have much experience with other game engines, honestly, so I don't really have much to compare Godot to, but I really like it. There's definitely some frustrating parts, but yeah, I just don't really have anything to compare it to. I really like the coding language. I really like the kind of Python-y GD script. await get tree dot create timer. I guess 2 seconds for now. 2 seconds dot timeout, and then we need to breeze for child in breeze pose dot get children. We need to queue free them. Child dot queue free. Okay. There's always so much little things that I forget to take account for when I'm adding new functionality and movement like this. Okay, so is it gonna work now? Okay, E, I look forward, and can I move again? I can, okay. I'm making progress. Now the issue is, it's always just gonna go in one direction, because I made it top level. So it's almost like I don't want the spring arm to be top level, just the position, but that didn't work the first time I did it. Right, because right now, when I hit E, it's only gonna dodge, it's only gonna dash in the same direction, right? It's only gonna dash in this direction every single time. Like if I turn around and try to dash this way, it's just gonna go in that direction again. So that's another issue that I'm gonna have to figure out. Hello Mino, what's up? Do you have an idea for that? I'd love to hear ideas. Because right now I made the spring arm top level. Wait, what happened there? Oh, there we go. You can get rotation of character. I can. Yes, I can. You need to use the direction you face and add it to the direction of the dash. Okay. I understand what you're saying. Yeah, when setting the dash equal it to the character rotation. I see what you're saying. So you're kind of saying I should trash the spring arm maybe? No, I need the spring arm still because of collisions. I just need to set the spring arm direction to the rotation of the skin, or the rotation of the character maybe. Yeah, so right now I have the spring arm global position being set to the global position of the player essentially. So I guess I need to set the rotation as well. Whatever makes you dash, that needs to rotate, or clamp it into the character so you always dash forward, or make it point into the character velocity. Yeah, so whatever makes me dash, that needs to rotate. Yeah, because it's the top level. I think that's... Here's an idea. What if I just like disable top level for a second? Like what if I do Breeze Spring Arm dot top level equals false. And then after this, I can set it back to true. Breeze Spring Arm dot top level equals true. I don't think this will work, but I kind of just want to see if it will. Definitely didn't work. Yeah, that's not good. Okay, get rid of that. Get rid of that. Yeah, I know it. I know what you're saying, Mina. I'm just, and I know you're right. I just need to figure out how to do that. Because my brain is tired. I might be able to figure it out pretty quickly, like when I'm refreshed, you know? But I'll try right now. Yeah, so the spring arm, you can see in here, the spring arm is pointing on the positive z-axis. But I have it on top level so that it is not inheriting the transformations of the parent node. That will enable me to lerp my position to the position of the spring arm. I'm just trying to make it look better, you know? I could have the character just immediately teleport. I already did that like earlier, but now I'm just trying to make it look better so that the character kind of dashes forward instead of just immediately teleports forward, you know? Breeze target dot rotation, can I access that? Alright, let me think for a second what's going on. We have so as soon as Breeze is called, the spring arm dot global position equals Breeze target dot global position. to that position. It's looping to that position every time. Every time I click E, the Breeze spring arm global position is now equal to target. I need to be able to store. Oh yeah, so I do just need to like kind of, yeah, maybe I'll just try setting the rotation. Maybe it is as simple as you're saying, maybe. Breeze spring arm dot rotation equals Breeze target dot rotation. Is it going to be this simple? I feel like it's never this simple though. Breeze spring arm dot rotation equals Breeze target dot rotation. Yeah, okay, that didn't work. But it's got to be something with the rotation. Breeze spring arm dot rotation equals Breeze target dot rotation. What if I did global rotation? Global rotation equals Breeze target dot rotation. No. Spring arm dot global rotation equals Breeze target dot global rotation. Wait. Oh, we did it. Wait, we did it. Look at that. We did it. It's following the rotation. Thank you, Mina. Thank you so much. It was just the global rotation. So I just changed rotation to global rotation. Yeah, not sure how that worked on your end. Well, you gave me the idea, so thank you. Alright, so direction fixed. So now when I press E, like the dash ability, we have the character dashing the appropriate direction and lerping to that position. I'm gonna add some visual effects. So I want it so like the player kind of like disappears and then there's like a burst of leaves and then like a burst of leaves forward, you know? It'll look cool. So I'm gonna start working on the leaves effects right now, like the leaf burst. Look at that, we have him dashing forward, nice. And so the reason I wanted the spring arm, by the way, is because I don't want to be able to dash through walls. Now if I try to dash here, it's just going to hit the wall. Yeah, so that's why I needed the spring arm. Oh, that's interesting. the naming is throwing you off? Like, do you mean, like, do you think I have nodes, like, named confusingly? Is that what you mean? I could have used something like add force, like a knockback kind of way. So you're saying I should implement more physics? It would... yeah. Breeze target is the place I'm lerping to, yeah. Breeze pose is the starting position. Wait, no. I think it's the other way around. Yeah, I'm lerping to Breeze pose. Yeah, right here. Right here. Global.playerNode.global position equals lerp to Breeze pose.global position, because Breeze pose is on the end of the spring arm. Breeze pose is short for position, breeze position. Yeah, the naming is... I'm sorry if I'm bad at naming things. Should probably get better at that. Anyway, let's make some VFX. VFX is my favorite thing to do. I love these GPU particles. We'll call this leaf burst. Let's make it like, what, 100 leaves? We want the leaves to last for, I don't know, 5 seconds. We need it to be explosive. Turn that up to 1. Yep. Breeze target as in the position of where you want breeze to, yeah. Breeze target as in the player as the target that the breeze is, no. Breeze target is not the target the breeze is applied to. It's just, that's kind of how lerp works. Lerp, you need to, I don't know if you've worked with like the lerp function before, but to lerp something you have to have a child that is top level, so it's not inheriting the transformation from the parent. So you have to have like a parent and then a child to be able to lerp from one position to another. So like I'm lerping the character from the breeze target position in 3D space to the breeze pose position in 3D space. Yeah. Same with this, the Firefly light target. Like I have an ability here called Firefly, so when I press C, it generates a ball of fireflies like that. And then if you look on the top left, the Firefly light target is the position that this Firefly sphere is lerping to. As I move around, it just makes it look, lerp just makes everything look a little smoother and cleaner. So it's not like jittery, not instantly warping, you know? So now I can look our dashboard. I call it something like breeze target entity, breeze target position. Yeah, maybe make it a little bit more specific. Breeze target, breeze pose. I like using pose shorthand for so I don't have to write out position every time. So like breeze pose is I feel like I did switch the naming a little bit. Like I think this should be Breeze pose and this should be Breeze target maybe. Firefly light dot compose. Backward position of the wood. I don't know. I might look at that later. I would do an approach of calculate the distance and multiply the speed by distance. Then velocity, speed times distance is just time. Because velocity is distance over time. So if you multiply speed by distance, oh wait, no, if you multiply speed by distance, you're getting distance squared over time. Calculate the distance, multiply the speed by distance, then just move toward target. This gives you fast speed and far away and slow down on friction. You can clamp it into min and max value as well. Calculate the distance, multiply the speed by distance. Then just move towards the target. Give you fast speed and far away and slow down on friction. So you're coming up with like kind of like your own alternate to using like a lerp function. I mean, it sounds like what you're describing is similar to what the lerp function is doing, though. But I don't know for sure. I don't know exactly how the lerp function is used. I use it because it's a shortcut. Wait, that has no issues with collisions and it's not a teleport. Interesting. Yeah, I might make a note of what you're saying, Mina. I might try it out. That could look a lot better what you're saying. Alright, this needs to be process. We need, I think I have a leaf texture already. Okay, we have a leaf. So it's down here. You got that concept from 2D camera smoothing. Do you use Godot, Mina? Or do you sounds like you're pretty knowledgeable in stuff like this, or at least physics maybe. our leaf texture. Right, we need particle billboard enabled. Keep scale. Transparency is alpha. Here we go, we got leaves. You switched to GameMaker recently? You also use Unity? Interesting. Yeah, I've heard a lot about Unity. It seems like most people that I talk to have used Unity. I have not tried it. I tried a little bit of Unreal Engine and didn't think it was very fun. I really like Godot because it kind of feels like you're putting together a puzzle. I feel like Godot makes it really fun, honestly. Putting all the nodes together. I should try Unity sometime though, because that's like the industry standard, you know. Basically King Div, yeah, I guess Unity might be just like that too, huh? Unreal Engine didn't feel like that though. When I was using Unreal Engine, it just felt like a chore doing everything. Alright, so particle flags or spawn needs to be in a sphere. There we go. We don't want gravity. Get rid of that. Let's give it a... Wait, we do want gravity. What am I talking about? There's gravity. Maybe like -2. Like -1. We need a random angle. So we need to rotate Y. Random angle between -180 and 180. What about a velocity? Velocity in the Y direction, I suppose. Between like 1 and 4. Woo! It's getting there. That's cool. Spread of 45 degrees. Unreal Engine has good visual scripting. Honestly, I wouldn't know very much because I barely used Unreal Engine before I dropped it. Alright, I should probably add some turbulence. I remember I made like a rose petal burst that looked really good. I might just refer to that really quickly. Let me pull up the rose petal burst I made a while ago. Change opacity over time? Yeah, I could either change opacity over time or the scale. Both would look good. So like it either like fades away, like the opacity, or the scale just shrinks over time. Yeah, well I'll do one of those. Here, this petal burst, I really like that. What did I do here? That looks really good. So when I dash, I want this, something like this to be shown, right? Alright, so I had like 5 times as many. Lifetime 8 seconds, might be too long. Explosiveness up, lifetime minus 0.4, rotate Y. We had a sphere surface with a radius of 2, random rotation, spread of 180. Okay. Kept it in the X with a spread of 180. Initial 8 to 14. Interesting. I also had an angular velocity. Negative 90 to 90. Gravity negative 5. What does damping do? I think damping slows down the velocity really quickly, which is perfect for leaves. And then you could also make if the passing side reaches 0, you end the effect. Yeah. And GPU, like the Godot GPU particle system can do that automatically for me. Right, this looks good, right, Mina? This petal burst? They're like fading away. Well, I guess they are kind of just disappearing like that. I'd have to like do a scale curve or opacity curve, like what you're saying, you know? That looks awesome. I might just copy what I did for this. Yeah, I'm just gonna copy this and then I can adjust it as needed. So 500. Oops. You think? You think I should just make it from scratch? Bet. Alright. Sure. Let's do it from scratch. So this is what we got so far. Let's change the gravity to be a little bit bigger, like -4. We want some damping, I guess, so that the leaves definitely is like slow, like they're hitting air. Okay. About initial velocity of like 4 to 8. Gravity is too big. -3. Damping 1 to 3. And I think I'm not sure about this, but I think damping like slows the velocity over time. Although it looks like it's doing that already without the curve. Yeah, I want it to burst when dashing. So I want it to burst like at the beginning of the dash and the end of dash. Alright, to make it look more like leaves, we definitely need turbulence. I want to do turbulence last though. I want to make sure this looks good. So let's add a scale curve. Or we could try an opacity curve, like what you're saying. Display, color curves, alpha curve. Let's add a alpha curve. And let's change the alpha over time. So we'll start here, we'll end here. I don't know if that works. I might need to check this maybe. Transparency alpha uses albedo. Oh, there we go. Alright, so let's go back to that alpha curve. I want it to be a steeper drop off, so like maybe something like this. And I want it to remain longer. And then drop off like very steeply. Like that. Let's see. Delete that. Delete that. Delete. Like that. So we have it fading away, transparent over time. Shorten lifetime. Add some more leaves, not too much. Add the opacity change. 400 leaves. Alright, it's too floaty. Let's adjust the velocity. 1, 0. Okay. Lower lifetime? But what if, I think what would look good is if I have a long lifetime and then just add in some turbulence. It's like, watch. Oh wait, first I need to adjust the angular velocity, so the spinning. Like negative 90 to 90? Yeah, there we go. Now they're spinning. Maybe too fast. Oh, I did negative 90. There we go. Now they're spinning a little bit. Yeah, I don't want to clear the screen. Alright, hold on, before I change the lifetime, let's see how it looks with turbulence. Oof. Turbulence definitely ruins some things. Okay, so the turbulence. Noise scale less. Maybe like 6. That was good at 9. I think I just need to adjust the velocity now again. Let's have it going in the Y. And we need more velocity maybe? Do I need to turn off the damping? Let's turn off the damping. Yeah, I think the damping was messing a lot of stuff up. Okay, it's falling too quickly now. Okay, it needs to be needs to have a greater velocity initially. Velocity in y direction. About like 90 degrees. Okay. What is flatness? I forgot what that does. Oh, I don't want that. No, I don't want flatness. Let's make this velocity greater, 8 to like 10. Explosive. Yeah, burst effect like an explosion, it's going in all directions. Sometimes it looks great, sometimes the turbulence kind of messes it up a little bit. Is there like a turbulence scale curve? Or like turbulence curve? Influence over life. Yes. Each particle's amount of turbulence will be influenced along this curve over its life. Yeah, so I only want the turbulence to be affected like halfway through its life. I think we want this. Alright. So we don't want any turbulence here. And we want it to increase over time. Yeah, that's looking a little bit better. I need a lifetime randomness. Lifetime randomness of like 0.4. So they're not all just lasting the same amount of time. Turbulence scale is still too big, maybe. You think the overall lifetime is still way too long? Don't you think it'd look cool to have like residue leaves just flying after you dash though? I could lower it a little bit. So I think I already instantiated this scene, so this might work right away if I start playing. Alright, so if I hit E. Whoa. Lots of lag there. Okay, so it's instantiating the scene. I just need to position it correctly. See, I feel like the leaves are disappearing too quickly, no? Oh, you know what? They're disappearing too quickly because I'm queuing free. They're disappearing too quickly now because in my script I have the child's queue free after 2 seconds, which I do not want. I want it to queue free after the mission is done. Yeah, add it to the character itself and enable it when dashing. Yeah, I'll have to adjust the positioning and stuff. Let's... One thing at a time though, I need to focus on why they were disappearing too quickly. So this can't be the condition for lerping. It needs to be like a timer. Let's add a timer to this. Yeah, adding the particles to the character could solve the location issue. Okay, so I need to, because right now when I'm playing, the leaves disappear too quickly because it's getting queued freed. So I need to put like a timer in there. The first time I do that, it lagged for some reason. I wonder why, and then every time after that it's fine. It's strange that it lags the first time I do it. Okay, anyway, so add a timer. We'll call this, I want to do each other this. Just call it breeze timer, I guess. We'll call it dash timer. And this is going to be 1 second, one shot. I need to start it as soon as this function is called. Breeze timer dot start. And then here, for the condition if breeze timer, if the breeze timer dot is, is there like a is running function? Is time left, right? Wait. Oh no, I could just do is not stopped, obviously, I'm dumb. If breeze timer dot, if not, breeze timer dot is stopped, yeah. We do that. Is stopped. Which means I'm gonna get rid of this. Or we can change this to like 5 maybe. Let's see if that worked. There we go. That worked. Check. Another step done. Alright, let's figure out the positioning of it now. Hey, that looks cool though. Do you think any adjustments need to be made to the burst? Maybe, I feel like the burst is maybe a little too big. Maybe too wide. Which means I could lessen the sphere. Make it a sphere with a radius of 0.5. Well, no, let's make it 1. Point 0.5. Half leaves and half the sphere. Okay, 0.5. Maybe a little less velocity. Well, I feel like the velocity is good. I just feel like it's a little too wide, and I kind of want it to be up more. Burst up instead of wide. I don't know. I guess it's fine. What if we made this like 6? No, it looked better with the high velocity. 90-degree spread. What if I did add a little bit of damping? 1. Did that even do anything? 5. Oh yeah, that's doing something. Go back to 1. I don't like the damping, honestly. I mean, that's fine for now. I don't want these to be casting shadows. Cast shadow off. Maybe that's why it was lagging the first time I did it. Shadows. Disable receive shadows. Cull mode. Disabled. I don't think that did anything. Yeah, I did half the leaves. Or I did half the sphere at least. Still lagging the first time I do it. I wonder why. But every time after that is fine. What was that? Yeah, I definitely need to make some adjustments to the positioning of all this stuff. There's a lot of weird things going on with the lerping. Preload effects? I've never done that before. Is that why it's lagging? No, I have the Breeze scene preloaded. I guess I have done that before. Yeah, I have the effect preloaded. In this script at least. I mean, it's not, like, honestly, like, it's fine if it lags the first time. Because if every other time you do it, it's not lagging, like, it's fine, right? Oh wait, it didn't lag that time. Maybe it's only lagging when I make changes to it. Because it has to preload it again. I don't know. Because it didn't lag the first time I did it that time. Okay, so what's going on with the positioning of this leaf burst? I guess technically the position is correct, I just want it to... So what I think will look cool is if when I press E, the player like disappears and then reappears, right, reappears 10 meters away with the leaf burst. So like when I press E, instead of like you sliding there, it's gonna disappear, reappear, leaf burst. So it's, I feel like I'm just gonna have to mess around with like timing and stuff. Yep, you should eat something if you haven't eaten all day. Thank you for tuning in if you're heading out. Thank you for the advice. Definitely couldn't have done the rotation without your input. So now we've got the basics of the dash movement working. It's a 336 where you're at? That's crazy, man. It's 836 where I'm at. So you're like, are you in Europe or something? Germany, okay. Pre-process, amount of time for pre-process all particles before animation starts. Lets you start the animation sometime after particles have started emitting. No, I don't want that. Breeze target / breathe timer is stopped. Global player node. Lerp to the position. Okay, so the first thing I want to happen is I want basically just for the skin to disappear. So I could do like self dot visible equals self. Right. So the skin disappears. Disappears. The lerping is happening. Actually, if I'm making the skin disappear, I might not even need to lerp. I might even be able to get rid of the lerp. No, I want the lerp. I want the lerp because I want the camera to lerp. Yeah. So we'll keep the lerp. So boom. Start. What's up, Bina? Welcome back. What you having for dinner? So it disappears, timer starts, it starts lerping after 1 second, so it'll lerp for 1 second. And then if it stops, then we can instantiate. Yeah. So if breeze timer dot is stopped, then we add the child. And then we'll wait. We'll do all this. Pause, start. We need to set this before we start the lerp. Yeah, we need to set this before we start the lerp, so I'll cut this here and then start the timer. The lerp is starting as soon as we start that timer. And I need the positions and rotations to be set before I start that timer. Okay, so false. Position set, rotation set, timer start, alert starts. Once it's stopped, instantiate the scene. Instantiate the leaves. Oh, I forgot to make it visible for that. Await to get to that create timer. Wait, if it's stopped, then I want to instantiate it, and I want to self.visible equals true. No, I just want the armature to not be visible, because if I do self.visible equals false, it's not going to show the leaves. So I just want to set the armature to not visible. Yeah, okay. Node reference to armature. Armature.visible equals false. Armature.visible equals true. Let's try it. Mashed potatoes are the best. I love mashed potatoes. Okay, first test. Never works the first time though, but we'll see. Yep, it didn't work the first time. It never set us back to visible, and it never instantiated the scene. Oh, no, yeah, because I don't want a condition. I just need to do await breeze timer dot timeout, and then do this. Right? Try that. It's gonna work the second time? Or is it gonna give me bugs? E. Hey, look at that, Mina. That's improvement right there. So when we press E, visible for a second, although I didn't really alert there for some reason. There we go. I think the leaves need to be more explosive still. And it's a little too slow. Maybe like 0.5 seconds, 0.75 seconds. No, like 0.5 seconds. Do 0.5 seconds. Breeze timer, wait time 0.5. Await get read at create timer 5-second timeout, and then remove the entered. The signal is emitted after the emitted when the node enters the tree. Okay, there's something else I want to do too. Fun track. What's up, obscure Zenus Cold Fear? Obscure Zenus Cold Fear? Okay. Okay, that looks better. 0.5 seconds does look better. The timer on the leaves is messed up, which I'm gonna have to fix right now. So instead of a timer here, I think I'm gonna add a script to Breeze, and it's just gonna queue itself free after a certain amount of time. So I won't even have to do this. So I'm gonna add a script to Breeze. Where is scripts? New folder for abilities. Breeze, open, create, and then all we're gonna do here is we're gonna have a tree entered signal on tree entered. We want to get tree.create timer, the lifetime, which is 5 seconds right now. So 5 seconds. Await get tree.create timer.5 seconds. Timeout. And then self.queue free. Now, will that work after I delete this code? Right here, it's coming out this. Right. I think it worked. Look at that. Honestly, I was not expecting to make such progress today. You did a good job. I think the dash could still be a little faster. I still want to adjust little things about the explosion of leaves. And I also want to make sure this is actually queuing free, so I'm going to add a little print debug self.queueFree. Then we'll print removed, just to make sure that it's actually getting removed. Oh, you mean fun track like fun songs? Is that what you're saying, Obscure? I have my sound down. It's playing right now. It's hard for me to think with music sometimes. What was I doing? Oh yeah, I wanted to make sure that it's actually removing. So it should remove like 5. Ooh. It only removed 3, but is that just because I exited out early? That might have been because I just exited out early. Exited out. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Wait 5 seconds. Okay, there should be 5 removed statements. Yes, okay. All good there. Alright, last thing I'm going to check tonight. So in player in Breeze, how long do we have this state being active? On Breeze state entered, breeze.emit to target unlocked, we have it for 1 second. We want it for 0.5 seconds because that's how quick our dash is. Right? About like 0.75 seconds. 0.75 seconds, just to give it time to run through everything. And then I also need to do a guard to be able to not keep going back to Breeze, I think. Breeze.emit, right? So after it's emitted, we do that. Visible equals false. Set the positions. Start the timer, and then that starts the lerp. After the timeout, which is 0.5 seconds, we instantiate the scene, the effects, then we set the armature back to visible, and the lerp ends. Alright, good stuff. How was the lerp? Do I need to increase the lerp speed? About like 15. And then I can also make this like what, 0.4, a little bit quicker. 2.4 seconds, and then I'll also go back to player and increase this to like 0.6. You know what? I can actually make this a lot slower so that we can go right into the other animations. Yeah, what about like 0.4? Honestly, the same amount of time. Pretty good, pretty good. So, I noticed an error that I ran into earlier. It's not working well with this. Don't know how to get around that. Like if I lerp into this, it'll make it red, and then I can kind of cheese the wall puzzle. How could I fix that? How could I fix that? Did spread of 45 and then got rid of the turbulence curve. Just trying to make it look perfect. Unaffected explosiveness of 0.8. No. 0.9. Change the randomness. .95. Almost very expensive. There we go. There we go. That looks good. That looks very like artistic. Let's decrease the gravity to like -1. Okay, let's see how that looks. The burst did look better. And turbulence needs to be turbulence definitely needs to be curved. I don't know why I keep changing that. Turbulence, we need an influence over life curve. Down like that. Something like that. Okay, now velocity is too high. Velocity 4 to 8. Alright, let's see how that looks. Here we go. Almost there, it's almost there. I like the spread of 60, maybe just a little more like that. I think it looks a little off just because it's becoming visible a little too soon. So I think I might do something with the scale rather than visible. Anyway, that's all I'm gonna do tonight. Good progress though. Good progress. Alright, if you are watching on stream, I'm going to end. Have a good night.